Okay, so I've decided to make a void spell concept for hopefully wizard adds it, I guess. So I've made 4 spells with cards, and I was gonna take it from make the video from wizard, but I did, and I you could not hear my voice. Like I just can't talk loud enough. So I made this thing. It's a desperate attempt at describing what I wanted the vote spell, I guess, to be, but it'll have to work, I guess. So the first ability, being Abyssal Shake, will work similarly to first aim. This is the size difference, I guess you can call it that. So Abyssal Shake will be more wide but shorter, but won't work exactly like first aim. With first aim you hold down trigger and it shoots, the first aim, while with Abyssal Shake you'll be able to hold it down to charge it up. You don't have to charge it to maximum, but the more you charge it, the more length it has. It just has more length the more you hold it. So holding it is just to make, have more length. And yeah, that's about it. You can just tap the button and for a second it will shoot out the spell, kind of like here. This lasts a second, and to charge to maximum it will take a second and a half. This is supposed to be this thing is supposed to be first aim, the difference in length, and that's about it. I mean, not length, size difference, I also made cards, like the power-ups for the spells. The first one being Void Being. After you kill an enemy, you'll be able to summon a minion, only with a maximum of 5. This is what I think the minion should look like. It doesn't look very pretty, it doesn't even look good, but I guess it can look something like this. Then I also made 2 other cards which I didn't bother to borrow because they're really just buffs and don't need drawing, I guess. Second one being Reaper. You deal more damage using Abyssal Shake for each kill you get. So more kills equals more damage. Of course, that having a cap. I'm not gonna choose what cap, but yeah. Then the third and last card being Soul Snatch. After you kill an enemy, the enemy will drop a card. It will drop an orb the player can pick up to heal himself, and also gets a mana back. So it's kind of like health and mana on kill, but you just have to pick up an orb to get that. And that is the first spell. I made 4. The second one being Void Dash. Void Dash will work, I guess, similarly to Lightning Strand, but not exactly. After pressing trigger, you will dash forward, where you're looking, but you're also able to dash upwards and diagonally towards the sky, I guess. Keep in mind, you can't dash downwards. You can only dash straight and upwards, pretty much on a 90-degree angle, and that's about it. You don't choose where you dash. You click trigger and you dash in front of you, depending on where you look. You can look up and straight, I guess, and you'll dash towards that way. Dashing will allow you to go through enemies, as you can see, I guess. Let me just grab the pen so I can point stuff easier. So the player will be able to dash through enemies. That one, this guy being an enemy, I guess. You'll be able to dash through enemies without dying or taking damage or anything, and you'll also be able to stun enemies. Dashing through them stuns them for like half a second, that being the normal spell, but of course I also make cards. First one being Corrupted Tail. Corrupted Tail will make it so after you dash, you leave down a trail that slows and damages enemies that are caught within it, I guess. The tail can last for, let's say, like 3 seconds. That sounds good enough. And also Corrupted Tail lowers the amount of mana that you use for dashing. So imagine it costs like let's say like 30 mana to dash. Maybe it won't cost 30 mana, but like for an example, it will, instead of costing 30, it will cost 25 if you use character tile. This being the first card. So the second card is Dark Descent. Dark Descent will allow. Okay, you take it. Okay. Dark Descent will allow you to dash downwards, and with dashing downwards, if you hit the floor, you'll be able to do a slam-like attack and deal area damage around you, as you can kind of see here, I guess. The last card being Stinging Needle. Stinging Needle will allow you to damage enemies you dash through, and you also make the dashing longer, so you have more length. So having Stinging Needle allows you to dash for a longer. You just get a longer dash when using Stinging Needle more than everything else, and even if after you upgrade length, you'll have more using Stinging Needle. The third spell I made is Void Gate. Void Gate is pretty simple. It works like Blizzard, I guess. You have a maximum of 3 of them. You throw down a little projectile, let's call it, kind of like a fireball, or I guess the Blizzard projectile. After it hits the ground, it makes this. Okay, this is a pretty bad representation, but you get the idea. It makes like a little black hole, I guess you can call it. It's not exactly. I don't want it to look like a black hole, but let's say that it looks like something like that, I guess. Enemies inside it just take damage. Pretty simple overall, but the cards are really what makes it good. First card being Void Tendrils. Void Tendrils will create some hands or tentacles or whatever you want to call them that just pull enemies in. Pretty simple and straightforward. Not much to say about it, I guess. Second card being Gate Traversal. Gate Traversal will allow you to pretty much create portal, like the game, it's literally portal. Instead of having a maximum of 3 gates, you'll only have a maximum of 2, but you can go in it, and it still deals damage to enemies. So yeah, portal, quite literally. The last one is Absorption. Absorption is again pretty simple. Enemies that are in... Okay, you can't see anything. Okay. Enemies that are inside of the Void Gate will take damage and also be slowed down, and you heal and get mana for each enemy that is inside the Void Gate. Keep in mind, for each enemy that is inside, you get 2% less of the normal absorption amount of HP and... why can't you see the normal amount of HP and health? Okay, that's the same thing. For each enemy that is inside the Void Gate, you'll get 2% less of the healing and mana mana back, and that's about it for Void Gate. Now moving on to the last spell I made, that being Binding Dagger. Binding Dagger is a hard one. Now here you can see a representation of length, this being the dagger and this being the fire sword. You can see the dagger is pretty short because it's a dagger. Another thing that you should keep in mind is the dagger does not deal damage. I mean, it does damage, but like barely any damage. So it's not exactly kind of like the fire sword. You don't exactly deal damage with the dagger. It's really just support, I guess. Hitting an enemy with the dagger will charge a bar. This one, more than a bar. It's like 3 of them, I guess. For each bar that is completed, you can use that field bar to gain a buff, that being HP buff, like a heal, shield, or, okay, you can see, shield or a damage buff. That of course doesn't last much, but you can of course upgrade the how do you say, like, determine the duration of the debuffs, or you can use the entire bar to get all of them at once. Now, the way I think of making this work is you can see the bar on the dagger, and the power-ups like the way to choose like power-ups, it will be kind of like switching spells, like you got like your 3 spells and you can grab it, pull it and let it go, and it gives, changes the spell, you change you equip a spell, kind of like the same thing, but instead of equipping a spell, you gain a buff. There is also another way to charge the bar, which I haven't shown. the way to charge the bar another way is by stabbing yourself. So you trade 25% of your max HP for a third of the bar. So pretty much like this one thing by itself, for 25% of your max HP. This can't kill, but it leaves you at 1 HP. And of course, you can't use that one bar to heal yourself. You can only use it for a damage or a shield. You cannot, stab yourself and then heal yourself. The way I think they can make it is like if you put the dagger next to your hand and let go, it just plays an animation where the dagger just stabs your hand, and you gain, a third of the bar, and can use the buff. Now here I explain it a little bit more, which this is the second card, the first card, sorry. The first card, that being Adrenaline. Adrenaline is just like you stab yourself and you gain a speed boost. Here you can see you gain like a black bar here, like the bar is, this is filled, for some reason it's black and not white. Okay, that sounds racist, but like this it fills this up with like, yeah, and you cannot use it to heal yourself. You can only use it for a damage buff or a shield. You cannot heal yourself using this black bar. You can make it any color, honestly. That's okay. This sounds really racist, but honestly, it's because this pairing colors in black. If it was blue, it would sound less racist, but okay. Of course, you can still stab yourself without using Adrenaline, but Adrenaline just gives you a speed boost after stabbing yourself. The second card is Sacrifice. After killing an enemy somehow using the dagger, you will instantly fill up the bar that allows you to heal and do all of the buffs. I guess to make it a bit more balanced, maybe using Sacrifice will allow you to deal more damage using the dagger, so it's easier to kill enemies and easier to make use of this card. The third and last card, pretty simple. Binding Runes. You can throw the dagger and it comes back to you. It's kind of like a rock fist. You can punch stuff and it sends out the fist and then it comes back. It works about the same, but again, there's hold the bar stuff. And yeah, this is my idea for a void spell. It might not be the greatest, but it's something that I came up with. If you're wondering why I kind of stutter sometimes, it's because I was reading from this thing. This was my initial idea. Everything is written in like garbage English because no one really is supposed to read it. It's kind of like just to give me an idea on what I'm supposed to say. Really, the only thing that I wrote down somewhat correctly are just names, and that's about it. I also thought of what upgrades each spell could have had. Like Abyssal Shriek could have had a damage, length and heal upgrade, Void Dash, length and damage, Void Gate, duration, size and damage, and Binding Dagger, duration, damage, and I think that was it. Since Binding Dagger is the only one that I haven't written anything for. I also made some drawings, but they look really trash. Again, it just gave me an idea on what I'm looking at. I think this looks way better, and honestly, yeah. Again, this is just a presentation because I couldn't do that. I couldn't do this in the Wizard, because you just couldn't hear me. But yeah. Hope Jamin likes this, and yeah, add this to Wizard. And I guess for the last time, hopefully, Wizard add Void Spell. Yeah, I'm out now.